You're welcome to News at 6 from the studios of Big Family Radio here in Accra. Now the top stories. The majority and minority leaders of the Parliament of Ghana has clashed over parliamentary standing order. Minority Chief Whip has called for focus on scholarship secretariat reform. In the international news, over 1,200 measles cases confirmed in U.S. this year, with Texas accounting for majority. Ex-Israeli diplomat Elon Pincus has said that Benjamin Netanyahu entrapped meeting lacks concrete Gaza plan. And in the entertainment world, Appear Tools relocates to the UK and establishes new recording studio. You can watch the live streaming on Facebook at Big Family Radio, Instagram Big Family Radio, YouTube and TikTok at Big Family Radio and Big Family TV. You can as well download our radio app on the Google Play Store, on Android and App Store on iOS. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we are back, I would give you the details of these stories and more.
Kena kwabo na didn't know what you saw.
Oh, so the car traffic no more sense. But they forget it. You make a cemetery. Hey, Chale, upio pisili a nice power. Shabaris this papi kitchen cabinet. Electrical works and solutions is also a very nice power. Where they say about you?
If I bought you, Ghana hire. I want to AA construction works.
I want to AA
Engineer necessary document complete. It is a building company. Our musi dine one who dinner at necessary AA construction works. Omuya dinosaur capital would be a father and who be a hoto a bit me I am. Ocean me kitchen cabinet no papa and one who dinner AA construction at Doromanti. Sebani plumbing works be a hoto AA construction the Muslim. Can me kitchen name a bathhouse. Plumbing works a wine in a hoto AA constructions. And a electrical installation and design ways behavior. I want to AA construction. Yamani City International Standard.
Oh, that's very nice. Shetali Papa Bia Yeli. Paint is very nice and unique. Also, I want to phone Anna.
And about the tile in the painting ways there. I want to AA construction a master class. Quality POP barristers. And now fabrication of modern aluminium works are. For any true, I want to AA construction works. I want to AA construction works so on bathroom doors, wooden doors, BAB, say a single, double, and answer 1.5. Almost also to main gate medic governance and stainless steel swai. Trisha Ahuto AA construction for a track a chairman a bank 3 junction Amasamai and answer Asamai Kesi police barrier. From our number is 0547 118 843 and answer 0537 883 572.
You are welcome back. My name is Esther Akosua-Gbobli. Starting with the local news. The majority leader, Honorable Mahama Ayariga, and the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Kwamena Afenyo-Marken, have presented a standing order in Parliament, sparkling a heated debate. According to Honorable Ayariga, Parliament should not be used as a platform to intimidate the executive arm of government. He emphasized that the Constitution provides clear remedies for individuals who claim their rights have been violated, and such matters should be taken to court or the Human Rights Committee of Parliament. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, intervened, stating that the rules governing statements under Standing Order 93 are clear. He noted that a member can raise an urgent issue of public importance during the designated time, and comments can be taken during question time. However, Honorable Afenyo-Marken disagreed, arguing that the leader of government's business was introducing a new principle that would limit the ability of people's representatives to raise issues on the floor of Parliament. The debate highlights the ongoing tensions between the majority and minority sides of Parliament, with each side pushing for its interpretation of the rules and procedures.
Where we try to use this house as a platform to intimidate executive arms of government doing their work. The Constitution is very clear on the remedies available to anybody who claims a violation of his or her rights. The Constitution is very clear. If anyone feels that his rights have been violated, you go to the courts and you seek a remedy there. Or you report to the Human Rights Committee of this house.
Yes, Honorable Majority Leader, hold it in the sense that
the rules are clear that at the time allotted for statement under Standing Order 93, a member may raise an urgent issue of public importance. And when you raise it at that material moment, under that rule, we can take comment. That is why I am of the view that when it is question time, you cannot raise a matter of urgent public importance, because we will not have the opportunity to open the floor for members to make comments. So my view is that whatever issue, let's finish the question. When we come to statement, then you can raise the issue and members will be given the opportunity to comment on the propriety or otherwise of the issue being raised. So let us all hold the fire. Let's hold the fire. Minority leader, I'm pleading with you. Let's hold the fire.
Very well.
When we get to that particular stage, we will have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I will yield to you. I will yield to you. But the leader of government business cannot introduce a strange principle or belief of his in this very chamber, that the people's representatives can no more raise
minority leader, please, if we get there, we will cross the bridge.
very well, but he is bringing himself for a serious debate, and we are ready to debate him on this matter.
We will cross the bridge. So let's
Today we should go to court, school to court, because you are in government, we forgotten in opposition. Don't worry, when we get there, we kept a Ghanaian citizen for 14 days.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members.
Still on the issues on the floor of Parliament, the Minority Chief Whip and Member of Parliament for Nsawam Adredri, Honorable Frank Anodompre, has made a statement on the floor of Parliament regarding the scholarship scheme. According to Honorable Anodompre, he had previously called on the government to decentralize the scholarship secretariats, and the previous NPP government had set the tone for these reforms. The MP emphasized that Parliament should not only focus on meritocracy, but also on reforming the scholarship secretariat, which he believes would be a game changer. Honorable Anodompre urged his colleagues not to forget to engage with the leadership on this matter, highlighting the importance of collaborative efforts to drive meaningful change.
Coming to do this very important business. I heard the minister loud and clear that he intends to engage the committee leadership, which is good enough. Of course, the committee that will determine its agency. But our respected former leader is a leader who has been in leadership for a very long time, well respected. He's sidestepping tradition. Honorable Chief, your language is understood. So, I thank you. However, I still want to add that it's not just about meritocracy. The previous government, I recall, I made a call for scholarship secretariat to be decentralized, and the previous NPP government has set the tone. So we shouldn't just focus on the meritocracy, that aspect. We should also focus on decentralizing the scholarship secretariat. That, for me, would be the trust and the game changer. And don't forget to engage leadership. The whips are ready. Honorable Champ, are you listening? This is the second assignment we are giving you. Make sure you should make sure the finance minister comes. I've also taken notes. We should also make sure that we engage duly on the scholarship bill. And very important. We will not take excuses. I've taken notes.
The minority leader, Honorable Alexander Kwamena Afenyomaken, has addressed Parliament, questioning the rules surrounding the use of the dispatch box. According to Honorable Afenyomaken, after reviewing the records, he found no precedent or rule that prohibits a leader from asking questions. He further argued that there is no express rule requiring ministers to use the dispatch box when addressing Parliament. The minority leader highlighted that the assumption that ministers, who may not be members of Parliament, should address the House from the dispatch box is not necessarily grounded in rules. He also drew parallels with the Vice President's participation in parliamentary debates, suggesting that the use of the dispatch box is not strictly limited to members of the majority side. Honorable Afenyo-Markin emphasized that the issue at hand is not about crossing party lines or using the majority's dispatch box, but rather about the rules governing parliamentary proceedings.
I have checked the records, and even if there is no precedent, it is my submission that there is no such rule that stops a leader from asking a question from the dispatch box. Mr. Speaker, is there any express rule that says that ministers, when they come here, they must use the dispatch box? But it is presumed that ministers may not even be members of parliament, and once they come here, they would have to address us from the dispatch box. Mr. Speaker, it is also presumed that the Vice President, who can participate in our debates, upon coming here, will use the dispatch box, though such has not been used before. But if he or she comes, that is where they will use. Mr. Speaker, so this issue of all of a sudden the dispatch box on our side, not that we are crossing to use the dispatch box of the majority side, not that I'm crossing or any member wants to cross to use here. They say, hey, there is no precedent, the rule must be interpreted, and that this is only for statements and other things, not for questions. Mr. Speaker, I would want you to decline this invitation. However, if you want to make a ruling to, as it were, honor the majority leader, so be it. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader says that today it will not happen. He has said that publicly, that it won't happen. Mr. Speaker, I believe most humbly that it is not the majority leader who presides. Therefore, if he is making an application, that application must be made to you. But to add that it will not happen is more or less to prejudice the outcome of the very application that is made. And that I find very strange.
Coming to the end of the local news, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare, has announced the development of a national agribusiness policy aimed at boosting Ghana's manufacturing sector. The policy focuses on value addition and extending strategic value chains across the country. The minister said the national agribusiness policy will strengthen the manufacturing sector by developing local resources of sustainable, high-quality agro-industrial raw materials, reducing reliance on foreign imports. Key highlights include the development of agro-industrial parks in Tamale, Salaga, Kentampo, North, and other areas. Addressing Parliament on the initiative, she said the Mahama-led government is also promoting large-scale contract farming, with 60,000 acres of land earmarked in Yeji and its surroundings. This will ensure sustainable feeding of industries. Private sector investments will be facilitated, not dominated, to promote participation in agro-industrial parks. To ensure stakeholder buy-in, government is organizing a high-level agribusiness forum on July 24, 2025, with the president in attendance. She also added they will do a follow-up stakeholder engagement which will be held a week after the forum to consolidate inputs and build broad consensus ahead of policy finalization. Additionally, she said the government plans to launch an agribusiness export policy in July 2025 to boost international market access for Ghanaian farmers and processors.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry has initiated the development of a national agribusiness policy. The strategic focus of this policy is linked to value addition and extension of selected strategic value chains across the country. Consequently, a key highlight of the policy is to develop local resources of sustainable high-quality agro-industrial raw materials, to strengthen the manufacturing sector and reduce reliance on foreign imports. Indeed, a 60,000-acre land has been earmarked in Nigeria and its surroundings to promote sustainable feeding of industry through large-scale contract farming, even before the launch of the policy. Mr. Speaker, in line with the implementation of the 24-hour plus economic policy, the National Agribusiness Policy, as noted by His Excellency the President, will aim to facilitate rather than dominate investment in the development of agro-industrial parks across the country in order to stimulate and enhance agro-based value chains. In view of this, the policy will facilitate investment into establishment of agro-industrial zones in Tamale, Salada, Kintampo North, among others. Additionally, the Bunza Agro-Industrial Park has been proposed for support under the Big Push program. Mr. Speaker, as part of efforts to deepen stakeholder engagement and drive momentum behind the development of the policy, the Ministry will convene a high-level agribusiness forum on the 24th of July 2025 with the President in attendance to underscore the national importance of this initiative. The forum will serve as a platform for gathering strategic insight and validating priorities. A follow-up stakeholder engagement will be held a week after the forum to consolidate the input received and build broad consensus ahead of the policy's finalization. I thank you for the opportunity.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase Eye.
Moving on to the international news. More than 1,200 confirmed cases of measles have been reported across the United States so far this year, marking a concerning rise in infections. According to a comprehensive tally compiled by NBC News from various state health departments, the majority of these cases, approximately 2/3, have been recorded in Texas. Health experts are raising alarm over a rapid spread of the highly contagious disease, particularly in areas with low vaccination rates. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace provided a coverage of the situation, highlighting the public health implications and the urgent need for increased vaccination efforts to curb further outbreaks.
Alarming new data shows that measles cases in the United States have reached a 33-year high. That is according to new data out of Johns Hopkins University, hitting more than 1,200 confirmed cases across 38 states and Washington, D.C. The largest outbreak remains the one we've covered here, the one in West Texas. Officials there have recorded more than 750 cases of measles and believe the true toll is much higher than that. At least 155 people have been hospitalized across the country and 3 people have died, including 2 otherwise healthy children in Texas and a man in New Mexico, all of whom were unvaccinated. To understand just how devastating this year has been, only 3 measles deaths were reported between the year 2001 and 2024, according to the CDC.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase Eye.
The United Nations has reported that nearly 500,000 Afghan nationals have been forced to leave Iran within the span of just 1 month, as Iranian authorities intensify a sweeping deportation campaign targeting undocumented migrants. This mass exodus follows heightened enforcement actions by Iranian officials, who have defended the removals by citing national security concerns. Authorities in Tehran have accused some Afghan individuals of espionage activities on behalf of Israel and claimed that the presence of undocumented Afghans pose poses a broader threat to the country's internal stability. The large-scale deportation have raised alarm among international humanitarian agencies, which warn of worsening conditions for returnees and Afghanistan's ongoing economic crisis and fragile security environment.
ایران از شرایط افغانستان نمیفهم. اگر تا امکان داشته باشه کار مساعده بشه برای ما اینجا بتونیم فرد روزگار ما بشه خود نمیریم اینجا.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase Eye.
وضعیت خیلی بد. یه دونه از فامیلای ما بود ایرانی‌ها گرفت تو سطل آشغال انداخت روش یه دونه کیسه برنج. مردمش اینجوری با افغانی رفتار میکنن دیگه. برای ما اعلامیه داده بود، برگه سرشماری داشتیم، برگه سرشماری رو باطل کردن، برگه خروج دادن.
Moving on, Elon Pinkas, a former Israeli diplomat, has clarified that the recent meeting between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Donald Trump, along with the public statement that followed, should not be interpreted as evidence of a concrete or actionable plan for Gaza. According to Pinkas, while the meeting may have had political or symbolic significance, it did not produce any clear roadmap or structured policy regarding the future of the Gaza Strip. He emphasized that the discussions lacked the necessary substance and strategic framework to be considered a viable solution on the ongoing crisis.
The fact that the Israeli defense minister blurts some ideas out, or even, even the prime minister, or even the president of the United States, doesn't mean that there's a plan. Reminding you that in early February, Trump spoke about a Palestinian Riviera. And within 36 hours, he changed that from a Riviera for the Palestinians to the Palestinians will be expelled. Now they're talking about Boston Consulting Group. All right, so you retain a company, they come up with a plan. That doesn't mean it is implementable. That doesn't mean that it is practical. And if the Gaza Humanitarian Fund is going to run this the same way they ran the humanitarian aids, it's not going to succeed. Now we reintegrate back the moral dimension or the human dimension. This ensures, this is a recipe for catastrophe because it ensures that no agreement in Gaza is durable.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stated that Israel and the United States are very close in their controversial efforts to identify their third countries willingly to accept forcibly displaced Palestinians. Netanyahu characterized the proposed relocation as offering Palestinians a free choice, despite widespread criticism and growing concerns over the ethical and legal implications of such a plan. The idea of transferring Palestinian civilians to other countries has drawn condemnation from international human rights organizations, which argue that forced displacement violates international law and could escalate tensions in the region. Nonetheless, Benjamin Netanyahu emphasized ongoing coordination with Washington on the matter, suggesting a shared strategic vision, even as critics warn of the humanitarian fallout.
I think President Trump had a brilliant vision. It's called free choice. You know, if people want to stay, they can stay. But if they want to leave, they should be able to leave. It shouldn't be a prison. It should be an open place and give people a free choice. We're working with the United States very closely about finding countries that will seek to realize what they always say, that they want to give the Palestinians a better future. And those who, and I think we're getting close to finding several countries, and I think this will give, again, the freedom to choose. Palestinians should have it, and I hope that we can secure it close by.
And we've had great cooperation from surrounding Israel, surrounding countries, great cooperation from every single one of them. So something good will happen.
A 16-month-old Palestinian baby is among the increasing number of children in Gaza now suffering from meningitis, as the territory faces a deepening health crisis. The surge in meningitis cases is being linked to severe overcrowding, deteriorating sanitary conditions, and the collapse of the healthcare system. Conditions that have all been exacerbated by Israel's ongoing war on the enclave. Hospitals and clinics, already stretched beyond capacity or destroyed in airstrikes, are struggling to provide basic care, leaving children especially vulnerable to infectious diseases. Health workers on the ground warn that the situation is becoming critical, with thousands of displaced families living in cramped shelters without access to clean water, hygiene supplies, or timely medicinal treatment.
عشان فجأة ارتفعت حرارتها وتشنجت كرزت صارت زي الخشبة هيك وحطيتها بسرعة في جوك مية قبل ما جاب السيارة ما لقيناش إسعاف ما لقيناش سيارة تحملها يعني الوضع صعب يعني قربت تموت واحنا مستنى ندور لها سيارة تاخذها قبل ما
there seems to be more cases, and is this because of crowding and everything else related to that? The overcrowding in shelters in the camp, the absence of basic hygiene, the disruption of routine vaccination, inadequate access to healthcare, etc.
The borders is one of the main causes. Why? Because there is no food, no protein, no fresh vegetables, no fresh fruits, so no vitamins, no medical supplies. So the immunity in the population.
Entertainment. Renowned Ghanaian music producer Apia Dankwa, popularly known as Apietus, has officially relocated to the United Kingdom and established a new recording studio in London. Speaking to the media, Apietus confirmed the move, stating that, "I just set up a new studio in London." The relocation forms part of his broader vision to expand his influence beyond Ghana and tap into new international music markets. With the London studio now operational, Apietus aims to offer top-tier music production services to the artists in UK and across the globe. His presence in the UK is expected to foster collaboration between African and international artists, bridging creative talent across continents. This new chapter in Apietus' over 20-year career reflects a growing trend of Ghanaian creatives extending their reach to global audiences. Over the years, Apietus has worked with some of Ghana's biggest music acts, including Ochiame Kwame, Oforian Ponsa, Samini, Becca, Wuta, and Daddy Lumba. He also served as a judge on the popular talent show MTN Hitmaker, playing a key role in nurturing emerging talents within the music industry. To end the news, Ghanaian film producer Samuel Dako, popularly known as Sam Dakus, has voiced his displeasure over the use of the name Kumawood by a newly formed filmmakers association in the Ashanti region. The group, called the Kumawood Ashanti Film Association, was recently established under the auspices of the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, with the aim of unifying and promoting the local film industry. However, Sam Darkus believes the use of the name is inappropriate, as he is the originator and legal owner of the brand. In an interview, Sam Darkus stated that he was not initially informed about the formation of the group, which is why he was not involved from the start. That was the reason why Shin City came and interviewed him, and later on he got to know about it. Despite this, Sam Darkus said he is now open to being part of the association. I am ready for it. I am a producer, director and actor, so I am fully part of it. His main concern, however, remains the use of the Kumawood name. He emphasized that it is a registered trademark under his business, and any attempt to use it should involve proper consultation. He added that he doesn't think he wants them to use the name Kumawood. They are still talking about it. They haven't agreed on certain things. He has registered the name to do a lot of things, so if they want to use the name, at least there has to be a negotiation. When asked if he was seeking financial compensation, Sam Darkus clarified that he doesn't need money, but he needs recognition. I just need a recognition that I am the founder of the name. That is all. He further revealed that he recently held discussions with a representative from the Ashanti Regional Minister's office regarding the matter. He received a representative from the Ashanti Region Minister at his office about 2 weeks ago, so they were discussing something. It's not yet concluded, and that is why he doesn't want to talk about it, he further explained. Kumawood is the popular term for Ghana's Akan language film industry, based in Kumasi. Emerging in the mid-2000s, the industry quickly became a cornerstone of Ghanaian entertainment, known for its relatable stories, fast-paced productions, and deep cultural connections. The name was inspired by Hollywood and Nollywood, adapted with a Ghanaian identity. Samuel Darko is widely credited with coining the term Kumawood. Through his company, Sam Darko's initiatives, he has produced numerous hit films such as Kumasi Yonko, Hard Target, Obonsam Besum, and Ohia Asem. He also founded the Kumawood Akoben Festival and Awards, an event that celebrates creative excellence across film, music, and the arts within the Ashanti region. While Sam Darkus supports the broader goal of promoting the region's film industry, he insists that the identity and origins of Kumawood must be acknowledged and respected. To end the news, a recap of the top stories. The majority and minority leaders in the Parliament of Ghana have clashed over parliamentary standing order. Minority Chief Whip has called for focus on scholarship secretarial reform. And in the international news, over 1,200 measles cases confirmed in US this year, with Texas accounting for the majority. Ex-Israeli diplomat Alon Pinkas has said that Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump meeting lacks concrete Gaza plan. And in the entertainment news, Apietus has relocated to the UK and established a new recording studio. News at 6 was brought to you by Trustees Network Group, Ruth Fashion and Deco, Williams Pub, Ahoto AA Construction Works, Big Family Multimedia Institute, BFM Store, Center for Trade, Bim Herbal, MB Cakes and Pastries. You can watch all our live programs on Facebook at Big Family Radio, Instagram Big Family Radio, YouTube and TikTok at Big Family Radio and Big Family TV. You can also download our radio app on the Google Play Store on Android and App Store on iOS. A massive thank you to my production team. News at 6 was brought to you by Esther Akosua-Gbobli. Thank you for watching and have a good evening.
Kena kwabo